Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Dang TV. I want to talk about the John Wall, Russell Westbrook trade. Well, Russell Westbrook just got traded to the Washington Wizards, and John Wall got traded to the Houston Rockets. And I think that they're trying to get a reunion of Kentucky 2010 when they had John Wall and Boogie Cousins. But the problem is, man, they did this reunion 10 years too late. DeMarcus Cousins had a torn ACL and Achilles tear. He's not the same anymore for Houston. Then you got John Wall. He hasn't played a basketball game in 2 years. So we don't know what's going to happen in Houston. Man, it's up in the air. James Harden don't want to be there. They got to make a move with him because he don't want to be there. So any week or so, James Harden's going to get traded. So I don't even see them making the playoffs, man. I'm just going to be honest. The West is stacked, so I don't even see them making a playoff. I don't see Houston making a playoff. Maybe an 8th seed at best and get ousted in 5 games. So that's what I see. And for the Wizards, with Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal, I see like that could work because I can see that working because they're two different players, but I can see that working. I can see them winning about, I say 43, 45 games. They get in like a 7th seed, might not get out the first round, but Russell Westbrook, he's gonna have something to prove, and Washington gonna be all right, And they got John Wall out of there, an injured player who stayed hurt, raping their pockets. So this was a good move for the Wizards. I think it was a good move because then you bring a veteran point guard. Yes, he's not Russell Westbrook 5 years ago, but he can still give you 25. He can still give you triple doubles. He can still be productive. So even at 32 years old, he still can be productive. He's never really had no real major injuries the last few years. So I think that the Wizards, I think they can make the playoffs with this move. I ain't trying to say they go Eastern Conference Finals or second round, but I think they could sneak in an 8th seed or a 7th. I can see that because in the West, in the East, you don't really need that many wins to get in the playoffs. So I just think the Wizards won this trade easy because Houston, you get Boogie Cousins. Nobody touched him because he's a big guy with all that weight, with an Achilles tear and a torn ACL. That's too much. I think Boogie needs to retire. We're going to see what happens. If this is Boogie's last shot, and I'm pulling for Boogie. I love Boogie to death. I see him on Instagram. He working hard, and I don't want to diss my man. That's my boy. But we gonna see what Boogie gonna do this year, man. I didn't like the way the Lakers kicked him to the curb. I think they did him dirty. You know what I'm saying? They kept Jared Dudley instead of DeMarcus Cousins. They did him dirty. I think they did him dirty. He was robbed of a championship ring. But that's another subject for another day. The point is that I feel bad. I don't want to diss him because I really am a Boogie Cousin fan ever since he was in Sacramento. Before he tore that Achilles, he was one of the best bigs in the league. And it's just sad to see him. All of a sudden now I just feel sad when I talk about Boogie. Because Boogie had potential to be one of the best bigs in the world. But when he went to the Warriors, he wasn't the same because he was playing on that one leg with that Achilles injury. So I'm just hoping that Boogie can be productive. Do I think he would be? I just don't see it. He be 31. He's 30 years old. All that weight on that Achilles and that leg and that ACL. I just think that's too much, man. And we're gonna see what Boogie can do. But all in all, I think the Wizards got the best of this deal because, Russell Westbrook is 32 years old, but he's never really had no real major injuries. Maybe back in 2014, but he's never really had no real injuries. So him and Bradley Beal, I think they could do something. I think they could do something, and he can put a team on his back. He's proven. He carried when KD left the Thunder. He proved that, hey, I could take you to a 6 to a 7 seed in the West. That's impressive. So by himself. So him and Bradley Beal, I think they can make maybe like a 6, maybe a 7th or an 8th. But I think they can make the playoffs. So, but I just think that, get back to the Rockets. I just think they got them too late, man. Cause they not the same Kentucky, John Wall and Boogie Cousins. They were killing people, man. John Wall had that quickness. I think he's 32 now? I don't think he had that same quickness that he did in those days. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't see Houston going anywhere this year. I think they might be a lottery team. I wouldn't doubt it. Unless Harden stayed, they could make the playoffs, but way it's looking, Harden do not want to be there, and I don't blame him. He's 31 years old. He's trying to get him a ring. So, I don't know. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I just don't see it. New coach. The Rockets is a mess right now. And I just don't see it. I just don't see it, man. I just don't. But I think the Wizards got the best of this deal. Him and Bradley Beal, I think they can do something. And, he wasn't happy in Houston. Let's just face it, nobody likes to play with James Harden. Because he holds the ball too long. It takes him forever to shoot. He dribble. But, man, I just want to check in with y'all, man. So there you have it. John Wall gets traded to the Houston Rockets and for Russell Westbrook going to the Washington Wizards. That's it, y'all. Dang TV. Y'all be easy. Deuces.